What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Today I'm going to be showcasing a Pokemon that I'm really surprised I've seen so few of so far in this meta. We're talking about Hisuian Samurott. This Pokemon might be kind of squishy, but it's a water and dark type pick that has really great coverage. Fury Cutter as a fast move. We know bug types are great in this meta, right? We know as well that Sacred Sword for that fighting type pressure is great into all the darks and normals that we see everywhere. Icy Wind good into the dragons. Basically, as long as you're not fighting a bug type, this Pokemon is very strong. Really quick, before we do get into the battles, I want to say if you're not currently subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. It helps out quite a bit, and I'd really appreciate it. But let's get into the battles and see what Samurott can do. Alright, Samurott into Shadow Tyranitar. Now, we are running Fury Cutter here, so this should be a pretty good matchup for us. Let's see what they want to do. They do switch out into a Dunsparce. See, this is exactly what I wanted to see. We're kind of core breaking this guy pretty hard here, saying we have access to Sacred Sword. And this is super effective, right? It's a very spammy attack to him. Likely we see a shield? No shield, okay. Well, let's just go here into our Lickilicky, try to catch an attack. Doesn't quite work, but they still have to throw a move here anyway, so it doesn't really matter. We save our Samurott this game, and we have our Dragalge in case there is a bug type in the backline. I'll be interested to see what their third Pokemon's going to be this game, though. I'm hoping I can put them into Body Slam range here in just a second. I want to come out of this if I can with an Earthquake, because I don't want that Tyranitar to get a lot of energy for free against us. But it looks like I can survive another Drill Run here pretty easily. And Body Slam's going to put them pretty low, likely into rollout down range. Let's see what they are going to do, though. Big Body Slam, our opponent does no-shield that. And they're going to be at another attack here in just a second. Drill Run is going to hurt, but I think we do survive this just barely. If not, that could be kind of bad, because I don't want my Dragon type against the Tyranitar. But yeah, we do survive. We have the Earthquake ready to go. I'm going to just blind send it here. And it's a good thing I do, because honestly, either way, Earthquake would be better into Dragalge than Body Slam would. So likely we get a shield here. And now I bring in my own Dragalge. We just do Dragon Tails. And I mean, Aqua Tail is also super effective into Tyranitar. So at this point, the game's looking pretty over for our opponent. Alright, save the energy there. We can come in with our Samurott here. And I think we just win CMP straight up with our Samurott, technically. They don't actually go for a CMP, though, so we don't get to find out. But I think Samurott does have just a little bit more attack. They let that go? Okay. Well, that's fine. They still have to outrage us to knock us out here. Honestly, I will shield this up just because at this point, I don't want to solely rely on my Dragalge yet, just in case they do outrage us. And now we go for the Icy Wind here. It's super effective. Honestly, Samurott had quite a bit of play into this whole team, right? That's the good thing about it. Sacred Sword coverage is really nice against all the normals. The Dragons don't want to see Icy Wind. The Darks don't want to see Fury Cutter. So all of the moves really kind of just came in handy there. Alright, next battle, Maxie. Let's see what he's running here today. Samurott into Shadow Beedrill. Very bad lead matchup. We want to avoid bugs with our Samurott if we can. So we'll swatch out here. Swatch. I don't know what that means. Swap out is, I guess, the real word. And we'll see what they do. Yeah, the classic Lickilicky catch attempt here. I don't go for the Body Slam, which is kind of good for us, saying now I can go for an Earthquake here into this instead. The big question, though, is going to be, are they going to be on the moveset there with their guy? You know what I'm talking about. Does the guy have Drill Run? The Beedrill? And I don't know what its moveset's going to be, honestly. Wow, they just built up to 7. Is that going to be a potential Hyper Beam here? I'm going to shield just to play it safe. But it could also just be a Body Slam bait. Okay, hold on. We shield the Hyper Beam. That's good news. They get a Body Slam right now, but, I mean, I can roll out down, have some energy here for whatever comes in. We're not going to be chipped down too much here, and we do flip switch. Although Samurott might not be the best Pokemon down shields, you know, so we'll see what's going to happen. Alright, in comes a Kingdra. And yeah, this is going to be a little bit of a tricky game, just because they're going to get a bit of a farm down here. But my Lickilicky is going to have a lot of damage I can get off against them here. Okay, they actually do throw energy here. So it comes down to what moveset that Beedrill has. And they can always try to go for a catch. They just swap out, though, instantly. Dude, these resisted bug bites. Why is my HP already gone? If they have Drill Run, this game's over either way. If they're on the D-Gen double bug moveset, though, maybe there's still a chance. And they do throw the bug type attack into us there. So Fell Stinger and X-Scissor likely is the moveset here from our opponent. This game's still going to get a little bit dicey, because even though they are on that double bug moveset... Ooh, they let that go. I was gonna say, even though they're on that moveset, it's gonna be hard to take this out. But I mean, I think I survive a resisted X-Scissor and I get a farm down, but the farm down is not gonna do too much for us. Saying Kingdra at this point very much does resist water-type damage. But we'll go for the Aqua Tail here just to get a little bit of chip. You know, at this point, maybe Fast Move Pressure could be a way to win this game. They likely let this go. Yeah. I mean, I think Fast Move Pressure is going to be my win con here. I'm going to go for an Icy Wind just to try to make it so I survive the damage a little bit better from this Pokemon. And I think there's like a 50-50 that could happen this game. There's a chance here that they go for a Swift against us. Okay. I'm going to shield this and hope I can like one turn snipe him down. I think he's at back-to-back Swift plus Outrage. There's the Swift. Samurott, you menace. Let's go. Okay, we beat the Beedrill lead. That is music to my ears. Love to see it. GG's to our good friend Maxie, though. Alright, next match, we'll see Samurott into Shadow Froslass. I mean, technically, I probably wall this thing's energy. Well, no, I mean, there's no way I don't, I guess I should say. But also, it's probably still a bit of an awkward matchup saying I don't actually have any... They wall me, too. That's so weird to think about. They wall me at the same time. Sacred Sword is super effective. We'll swap out here, and we'll see what they want to do. So again, having that Sacred Sword pacing is just so nice, right? They might have thought I actually had like a Dark-type attack on Samurott. Alright, Body Slam comes through. I think, once again, I'm just going to overfarm here, take a lot of damage on my Lickilicky, and then just try to utilize Lickilicky as a way to get another shield, rather. I don't even know what I'm saying. Some damage off against whatever comes in, likely the Froslass, right? Alright, big Body Slam. That was actually a CMP, it looks like, so that's actually really good for us. This CMP is not going to knock him out, I don't think, but it will guarantee that's only a Body Slam, which I will survive, and now I should get a pretty guaranteed farm down against them before they get to another Body Slam after this. If this was like a Thunderbolt or an Ice Beam, it would be a little bit more dicey. But yeah, Body Slam, very easy survive. We get a full rollout down. We have a lot of energy for the backline. We'll see what they bring in. Alright, I'm going to do something crazy here. I'm going to go for a Body Slam bait. Which could be really stupid, but maybe it's the best play of my life. Okay, that was not the best play of my life. Oh, I don't even get... I don't get two moves. Okay, I'm trying my best to make this interesting for the fans. Okay, I have a pretty good matchup here with Dragalge. We'll see. I should have just Earthquaked. This game could have been so easy if I would have just gone for the Earthquake. But luckily, we resist Double Kick here, right? And we have Sacred Sword on our Hisuian Samurott. We have a lot of damage as well, just in general with Samurott. Okay, that wasn't even 5, so I can guarantee you this is not a payback coming through right now. Let's see what they do. Big Body Slam there at 1, 2, 3. Honestly, I have no idea who wins CMP in this situation, so I'm just going to full send it and see what they want to do. They do shield, alright. I'm going to CMP here. It looks like I do win CMP, which I guess is kind of good for me. We'll see what happens, though, because that Froslass is still very much around. Let's see how this plays out, I guess. Big Body Slam. And we'll go here for the Sacred Sword, just to try our best here to get a knockout before they get that Body Slam off. They do shield that, actually, which is kind of interesting. How do we play this out? I think we have to go double Sacred Sword into that Froslass, because, I mean, all my damage is resisted here. Dude, I wish I would have Earthquaked. If I went for an Earthquake, I think I would have just, like, easily won this game. I don't know how much damage I do with this. Okay, honestly, I think I have enough damage here. I think I do have enough damage, but this is probably a triple axle, and that's going to hurt quite a bit right now. Yeah, so I'm going to shield this up, but the fast move pressure is honestly very worrying this game. Oh no, my HP is just too low. I shouldn't have gone for... Well, okay, also if I would have been for the second Body Slam, I probably would have also won this game. I'm trying my best to lose. Maybe a Body Slam would have knocked out from there. How did I just lose that? I'm just too squishy, and I made stupid plays. That was not Samurott's fault. That was my own. Alright, we got our next opponent here. We gotta do some justice after that last game. Oh, I don't like seeing that. Is it on Psywave? We'll make sure it's on Psywave before we swap. Oh, yeah. Well, there goes half my health. Okay. Wait, that's not a hard counter to us, though. We go for the Earthquake here. Earthquake should be able to two-shot pretty comfortably. And then we get our, what's it called? Dragalge into that Venomoth. And then we get our Samurott into not the Venomoth. And then surely we win. They actually CMP'd us there. That's interesting. That was only 4, though, right? Gyro Ball, maybe at the worst. Maybe a Body Slam coming through. Body Slam. All right. Let's see how they play this out. So they're at another, like, potential Gyro Ball, I guess, but they probably don't go for that. Yeah, they're at 1, 2, 3. We'll go for the Earthquake here on CMP, just because at this point, I do want to try to win Switch if I can. But if I can't, you know, that's fine, too. What are you doing? The dog's being crazy. They do shield that, which makes me kind of wish, right now, that I went for a bait there. Hopefully I survived 2 rollouts, but I think they farm us down. Yeah. This game's gonna get awkward. Honestly, this Miltank did a way better job this game of neutralizing me than I thought it was going to. But I think I can one-shield farm this down. That is a lie, actually. I don't know if I can. It's going to be close. And Venomoth might just try to come in at some point to snipe me down with some bug bites. So if they ever do that, I've got to swap. Okay, it looks like I actually can't do the farm down. Why are you licking my shirt? Oh my goodness, my dog's making me lose this game. She just likes the taste. I guess, I don't know. What's on there? Is there something on there? Okay, Kingdra. Oh, man, I could have won this game. I definitely could have won this game. Oh, man, I feel like such... I don't even know. Where did I misplay? I should have just baited, I guess. That's so sad. I have to outrage. If they no-shield this, actually, there's still a chance. But if they shield this up, this game is just... It's over. Kingdra is so good into Dragalge. Dude, no! Yeah, that's unfortunate. That's just, like... It's crazy, because I didn't think Miltank was that good into Lickilicky. I'm surprised it was able to do that to me. Alright, we gotta win this one. We've kind of fumbled a game or two here today. Regular Froslass. Alright. Well, this is kind of where I want to see it, right? I do wall the moveset here pretty well. But they wall mine, which is weird. Alright, not the best timing by me, but I just wanted to get my Icy Wind off before they got to a move, just to guarantee that I can get that debuff. Make it so they do even less damage. And we actually get a shield with an Icy Wind, because they don't know if I have Dark Pulse or not. Wow, they are building up a lot of energy. They're at 11. I'm going to no-shield and see what they throw. Likely going to be an Avalanche, maybe a Shadow Ball. They actually are running Shadow Ball, so they're at 4. Dunsparce comes in, okay. Well, that's fine. I mean, I have Sacred Sword for a reason, right? We'll go for it here, and we'll see if they want to shield this or not. They don't. So we go for another Sacred Sword, because, I mean, at this point, I mean, I have this much energy, I might as well use it. Alright, big damage. Let's see if we get a shield. No, we just knock out the Dunsparce straight up. Froslass comes back in, thinking it walls me. They're not wrong, it does wall me. But we can go for this Sacred Sword nonetheless. And now, Samurott has done its job. We'll swap into Lickilicky and shield the first move, because it's likely going to be an Avalanche. They should be in range now, where Body Slams plus Rollouts should knock them out over time. They're on Triple Axle? Okay, that's not exactly the moveset I was expecting, saying they had Shadow Ball as well. But I guess it makes some sense. They're at 7 right now. So they have a Crunch, but do they want to shield this? It's a non-Shadow Drapion. This is still basically going to one-shot. Yeah, they do shield. Okay. So they're going to come back in here with Froslass at some point. I don't even know if it's worth shielding my Lickilicky. I don't think it is. I have 2 plays I could make here. And I feel like the better play is actually just going to be to swap. Because now I can bank an Earthquake, and I can get to an Outrage here as well. And, you know, We can just go for the Aqua Tail against this if they bring it in. If not, then we could have either Earthquaked or Outraged the other guy. And that should get the win. Despite, you know, not actually having super effective damage here into the guy, Froslass. Still a really nice core breaker, right? Able to get the win there. I feel like we could have gone 5-0 this set. I kind of fumbled 2 games. We'll take the 3-2, though, because you gotta learn with Pokemon sometimes, right? But it's been a pretty nice core breaker. That last team there is kind of triple weak to Samurott, right? 30-20. Okay, let's keep it going. Let's try to get a bit more of a commanding set in this next one. Samurott into Grimmsnarl. Okay. This has got to be a good matchup here. The longer it goes on, the more my Fury Cutters are going to add up. And the closer they're going to be just to be in range where potentially a Sacred Sword could knock them out. But they're staying in, which is a little bit scary, because likely they're going to go for Power Up Punch. And while I don't love Power Up Punch Grimmsnarl myself, I do respect the fact that it will start adding up quite a bit against us. Get his shield, actually. Interesting. And that's interesting, too. They don't decide to Power Up Punch immediately, so maybe they're actually just on Play Rough. Yeah, they Foul Play us. Okay. Well, they bring in Dragalge, too, which I'm pretty fine with as well. I'm not necessarily weak to Grimmsnarl on my team, I'd say. I don't have a hard counter to it, though, so it is a little bit of a scary Pokemon. That should just be an Aqua Tail, right? We can survive that. We can no-shield this. And we'll bank some energy here. Come in Dragalge. And they'll get an Aqua Tail. Well, they could have gotten an Aqua Tail, I should say. But that's all they're going to get. And at this point, they should be at 5 Sucker Punches, I believe. They're not quite in range here where this Aqua Tail is enough to knock out. But man, it is going to put them down pretty low. And I still have my Lickilicky around. 6, alright. I'm not going to shield this. I feel like that would be a bit of a misplay, potentially, just in case they Power Up Punch us. Which, I mean, if they had Pup, they probably would have thrown it already this game. But yeah, we see the final Pokemon here is a Spidops. And that should be game over. We have our Lickilicky, we have an Outrage, and we have a decent amount of energy still left over on our Samurott, right? Big Outrage. They were hoping I wasn't going to reach that big move. Unfortunately for them, Dragalge is just a little bit too quick. Well, Icy Wind for good measure. Then we can roll out down and win the game. Big Icy Wind. Likely we get a shield here. And Lickilicky now, against a debuffed Spidops, is just going to laugh its way all the way to the bank. We get to back-to-back moves here, and then there's not much they can do with that Grimmsnarl in the backline. Alright, I mean, this was a much more dominating game here, I'd say, with Samurott. Pretty decent lead. Followed up by, you know, a very playable backline, but also just a backline that didn't necessarily have a great way to deal with my energy on my Samurott. Sure, they had Spidops, right? But that was the one Pokemon they had that could truly deal with me. Body Slam should get the knockout, despite the fact that I am debuffed. And even if it doesn't, we have quite a bit of HP. We have a shield. There we go. Nice. Okay, Samurott, I see you. Alright, next battle. We'll see Samurott into Lickilicky. There we go. Beautiful. We know this matchup is pretty good the longer it goes on. I am squishy, right? Which means that these rollouts and the body slams could add up quite a bit against us. But that's fine. They're at 5, so they have an Earthquake potentially right now. But Sacred Sword here is just such a spammy attack that if they end up going for the Earthquake and I shield that up, they're going to be in a lot of trouble. I'm going to shield this just because, I mean, if they're going to build up to an Earthquake, I might as well respect it, but it's almost certainly just a Body Slam. There we go. We actually do shield the Earthquake. That's huge. They're just going to get outpaced way too hard now. They can shield this and get off a Body Slam into us, but then I survive that and overfarm even more to have more energy coming out of this. They probably no-shield this at this point, yeah. Spidops comes in, or some sort of bug type almost certainly. Well, they're thinking. Alright, Dragalge is... It's a Pokemon I have played into. It's a little bit awkward, I will say. But I'm not upset about seeing this. Icy Wind lands against them. Okay. I'm going to catch a move here, because at this point, a debuffed Outrage into a Lickilicky, it'll chunk us down a little bit, but I feel like if they're bringing in Dragalge of all things into our Samurott, I'd rather keep that around, and they're in Body Slam range now, which is going to be pretty hard for them to deal with. Lickilicky into Dunsparce here in the backline. Alright. I'm just going to go here for an Earthquake bait, go for the Body Slam instead, because, I mean, they have to start shielding something this game, right? If they don't, they're going to just get, you know, chipped down into oblivion. And they are no-shielding the potential Earthquake, which is a good play by them, but at this point, I'm not even going to build up to the big move. I'm just going to throw the small moves and go for fast move, pressure, and spam. They no-shield once again. Insane play by our opponent here. They're at back-to-back drill runs right now. They're not going to throw back-to-back, though. We'll go for an attempted CMP. We actually don't get it, so they do overfarm here. They are playing about as well as they could, saying, you know, this is a pretty bad spot for them. But nice overfarm by them there. I think, though, the play is just going to be to no-shield this. Let this go down. And try to farm this down with my own Dragalge. And start spamming out Aqua Tails and stuff into the Dunsparce here as well as the Dragalge. They'll potentially reach a move here against us, but it's only going to be, you know, a drill run, right? I can survive a non-stab drill run from a Dunsparce. Okay, I'm at back-to-back. We'll just throw here. And we'll either get a shield here or a knockout. I would expect a shield because they want to get that drill run off, right? Yep. And now we Aqua Tail this. We knock them out. And they do have that drill run still, right? So technically they could go for the drill run and maybe knock us out after that Dragon Tail, but I think we still survive it. And even if we don't, I think our Lickilicky in the back line is just going to be healthy enough to roll out this down before they can get to another move. But I honestly think I still survive a drill run here, right? It's just a Dunsparce. Yeah, not even close to getting the knockout against us. That's why I'm not the biggest Dunsparce fan in the game. Kazim. Alright, let's see what he's going to be running here today. Samurott into Spidops. Okay. We've had some pretty unfortunate leads here so far with Samurott. We've had some good ones, though. But this is one of those really nightmarish leads that you don't want to stay in if you can help it. So, we'll make sure to watch for a catch, potentially. And we actually see an attempted catch on a Dunsparce here. But since I do see it coming, I can actually go for the Earthquake instead, which is going to be able to two-shot a little bit more comfortably. 4, 5, 6. Wow, they're building up a lot of energy here. Right now, I believe they're 1 away from that next drill run. And I should survive 2 drill runs. Even with that bug bite damage, it's not going to be quite enough to two-shot us here. Because rollout, obviously, is not doing too much to us either. They're at 7, so 3, I guess, after that drill run. So they're 4 away from their next move. I think there's a good chance here that I could flip switch. Yeah, I think so. I think I farmed down, flip switch, and even land a move here into something in the back line. We might see a swap out, like back into that Spidops, potentially. Yeah, smart play. But, I mean, Dragalge is one of the better answers to this Pokemon in the game, right? Bug bites do add up quite a bit here. But, I mean, so will my Outrages and Dragon Tails. I don't love shielding right now, but I'm going to, just to make sure I'm not going to get completely farmed down if they start to shield against my Outrages. We'll go straight for an Outrage right now, just to guarantee either a shield or a knockout. It doesn't knock out quite yet from here because of that debuff, but it will put them pretty low. Yeah. They get a move off. I'm just hoping this is a lunge rather than a Rock Tomb, because that does quite a bit less damage to us, but it could be either. It's a pretty similar energy cost for both. Yeah, they do actually reach that attack there at the last second, and I don't love to see that. 4, alright. We go for the Outrage, because I need to get a shield from them here. I'm at -2. Do we get a shield? We do. 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, man. I know this thing has Mega Horn and Icy Wind. Do they Mega Horn us here or Icy Wind? They Mega Horn! Oh, my goodness! I'm throwing so many games today! If I shield that, then we're not debuffed? And there's a good chance we can win that one. I thought for sure he was gonna Icy Wind bait to survive my damage a little bit better, but no, well played. I'm struggling right now, guys. That's a third game I think potentially I could have won here. Alright, next battle. We'll see Samurott into Lickilicky. This is what we want to see. We have that Sacred Sword for a reason, right? And we'll see how they play this out. Last time we were able to pretty successfully shield an Earthquake in this matchup, and it was really nice to see. This time they fully send a Body Slam immediately. Which, I mean, that makes sense if they want to just chip us down here, if they're a little bit scared of my guy. Which, I mean, why wouldn't you be scared of a Samurott? This guy kind of looks menacing. Sacred Sword, we've seen how much damage this does. It's a little bit insane what it can do here to a Lickilicky. So, we'll see if they shield or not. Nah, big no shield. 2, 3. I could have gone for a CMP there, but I'm honestly just as fine going for an overfarm and shielding this up. If they come in with a Pokemon I can debuff, that's also pretty nice. If they swap into something I don't want to be locked into, then obviously I'll switch. 3. Alright, we're at back-to-back here. They're 2 away from their next Body Slam right now. Let's see what they do. Likely they let this go. No, they shield that. I'm just going to shield this and farm down, I think, at this point. I can go for an Icy Wind if I need to, right? That's why we have the energy. 2. Okay. In comes a Shadow Drapion, I believe. But Icy Wind is going to do a decent amount of damage, as well as debuff their attack. They do let that go. And now we come in Dragalge here, and I think after that attack drop, I should just be able to farm this all the way down, right? If I can't, that's a little bit sad. If I get 2-shot by crunches, I guess if they get a debuff, they definitely could. No debuff, that's really good. So I can farm all the way down here, and then I'll have a lot of energy for the back line. Keep in mind that Lickilicky right now is on its 2 cycle, 2 more rollouts from a Body Slam, so maybe they can survive long enough to get there. But now this Drapion shouldn't be able to get another move off this game. Yeah, no. We get that full farm down. They might bring in Lickilicky just to drain some of my energy here. It's hard to say what they want to do. Okay. Spiritomb is the final Pokemon. We go for the Outrage. We probably could have gone for the Aqua Tail here, honestly. But we go for the Icy Wind now as well, which that's going to be pretty hard for them to deal with. This debuff's going to make it so the Spiritomb's pretty useless this game. They're in Earthquake range as well. So their best opportunity to win this is to catch. So watch out for that. 10. Oh, they throw an alignment? Or, I guess? I don't know. Anyway, non-stab, debuffed Rock Tomb. I'm not that scared of it. Okay, well, I also kind of waited a turn a little bit incorrectly there. They actually could have caught that if they wanted to, but it's fine. It's fine. We are good at this game. We get the knockout. And now that Lickilicky, while it could reach a Body Slam potentially against us there, it's not going to be anywhere near enough. Alright, next opponent. Let's see what's going to happen. Samurott into Seeking. Okay, you know. As long as we don't no-shield the Megahorn, probably a pretty playable matchup. Or if we start shielding Icy Winds too, that could make things a little bit awkward. We'll see what they do, though. They don't know my moveset necessarily. I could be on Dark Pulse, right? They don't know. I'm going to shield this up just to make sure that I don't get one shot here. Oh, they're on Drill Run. Interesting. I guess that's an idea. I think that Megahorn is generally better in this meta as a coverage move. I think Icy Wind Megahorn is the way to go, but Drill Run's not bad. It's a very efficient move, right? And it's a little bit spammier than Megahorn. So I guess specifically in this matchup, it probably does help them out quite a bit to have that as their moveset. But Sacred Sword's so spammy. Fury Cutter is doing a lot of fast food pressure too, so we actually just straight up knock him out. And we don't want to give a farm down over, so we're just going to switch out here into our Lickilicky. They're staying in, which is kind of interesting. Lickilicky might have some play into the back line right now. I don't know what the third could be. There's a chance it could be a pick like a double Bug Bite team, I guess, but if that's the case, I'd be surprised that they would have stayed in the lead, right? And if it's... maybe it's their own Lickilicky, and they're right now just trying to whittle us down to make it so the mirror is better for them. It's hard to say, though, with what they're doing. We're almost at the next Body Slam. Either we can outpace them here, or even if we don't, we force a lunge out of them, which is also not bad for odds of winning this one. Oh, nice catch. And it was a Lickilicky of their own, as we were kind of thinking. That is a little bit of a scary catch, honestly, just because at this point, I'm getting pretty close to a range where a Body Slam could knock us out. Ooh, I throw in bad timing there. I didn't really mean to, but I did it anyway. They know this could be a Sacred Sword, though. Likely we get a shield, right? And we survive a Body Slam after that debuff. So maybe we're in a better spot here than you'd expect. I think we just barely survived this attack, unless they Earthquake, or Hyper Beam, I guess. Yeah. So they're at 8 right now, which is 3 after that Body Slam. Gonna be a close game. We get the shield. For... where are they at? No, they're at 7 right now, actually. So 1 away from an Earthquake here, if they do go for a bait. But no, they full send. That's good. Okay. That should be a win. We can just farm this down. Go for the Outrage now into that Lickilicky. And that should be enough to knock him out from this range, even with a debuff on our attack stat. If they get to a second Rock Tomb, you know, that would be insane, saying they're just barely at that first one. But we have the Outrage ready to go. And this should knock out. This should be enough. Lickilicky, it is a bulky Pokemon, but Outrage, a very strong attack here. They're pretty low on HP. Nice, let's go. Okay. Dragalge in the backline actually kind of coming in clutch just to wall that Spidops energy. And again, the Samurott. Just such a hard Pokemon for our opponent to deal with there. We get the 4-1. Which, I mean, I don't hate to see here. Lileep. And we cash that in. What does that get us up to? 30, 34. That's pretty good. Yeah, this Pokemon, it is very squishy, but man, it hits like a truck. It is so fast, has great coverage, and as long as you avoid those Bug-type Pokemon, it has so much play. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.